Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to bring you 5 fall DIY projects, each one under $5. For the first one, we're going to make this coffee cup, and I got this from the Dollar Tree. It has a stand on the back. It was $1.25. I'm going to use my homemade Mod Podge, 2 cups of glue, which is Elmer's school glue or Elmer's all-purpose glue, and a half a cup of water. Too thick, add more water. Too thin, add more glue. And then I do have this cutout piece of scrapbook paper. You don't have to cut it in this shape. Just put a piece over top of it that is bigger than your coffee cup there, and then you can sandpaper over the edges to make it where it needs to be, even with the cup. I did cut these shapes out on my Cricut, but I really didn't need to, so I just wasted a bunch of time. Do as I say, not as I do, and then you'll be better off for it. Let me make the mistakes or errors or whatever, and you can get yours done right. So after I sanded that down, I'm going to use the top portion of my cutout there. And again, you do not need to cut this out. Just use a rectangular piece of scrapbooking paper and sand it down. I went above and beyond, and I didn't need to. Work smarter, not harder. Right? And again, I'm just going to sand this down. Should probably wait till yours is dry to do this, but for video purposes, I just went ahead and did it after I laid it down. And then my sandpaper, I guess I needed a new piece on my sander, so I just got my emery board. It wasn't doing much better, so I went back to the sanding thing, then back to the emery board. Whatever works, right? You could use a piece of sandpaper. Okay, so there's that. Now this next piece, you do need to cut it out. Figure out what shape you want, and you can cut it out on your Cricut. You could draw it and then just cut it out with your scissors or whatever. I did mine with my Cricut. And these papers came from a paper pad from Michael's. And then again, I'm just going to sand down the edges. Now this is a pumpkin stencil that says pumpkin everything, and I do like pumpkin, so I'm just going to put it on my sleeve there, and I'm going to use some black ink to do my stenciling and a squeegee. And my stencil came from a Magnolia Design Company, and this ink came from a Maker Studio, but you can use whatever, gel ink, whatever you have on hand. If you don't have anything on hand, you can get stuff from Amazon or whatever. I just had all this on hand. As you can see, my tube of ink is at least halfway empty. Just want to make sure you don't go outside of your stencil there and get the ink on your paper. And then you want to squeegee off any excess you have on your stencil. And this is my favorite part. Look at that. That's so cute. Yeah, pumpkin everything. I even get a pumpkin blizzard from Dairy Queen. And this project is done. And with the stand on the back, you could just stand it up. So it was $1.25 for the cup there. And everything else I had on hand. Now these are dice from the Dollar Tree. And you're going to need 2 packs because there's only 3 in a pack. So you'll spend $2.50, but you'll only use 4 of these. And then I have some alphabet stencils, they're not stencils, stamps. Alphabet stamps, and they do have actually alphabet stamps at the Dollar Tree. And they have the ink too. So the ink I'm going to use is Tim Holtz Distress Ink Walnut Stain. And it's a brown, of course, right there it is. And I'm just going to spell out fall. So I'm going to put each individual letter on one of the blocks. So the F, the A, and the L, and the L. And then I just clean it off with a wet paper towel. Put it back on my, my backing sheet there. Get out the next letter and do the same thing. These are very, well, some of these are very simple, easy projects. Not only are they under $5, but they're very easy to do. And I do like to get my letters straight and in a position that I need them to be before I do my stamping. And there's my A. Clean it off, put it back on the sheet. And then I got my L. Just decide which side I want my stamping on. Try to get my letters in the center of the block. There it is. And now we just need to do that one more time. Very simple, easy project, definitely under $5. And there it is, fall. It's fall, y'all. Lovely. Love it. And then this one is a little radio flyer wagon. A pretty good replica of the original, regular wagon. I got it at a yard sale, and I'm sure I didn't pay any more than $2 or $3 for it. And this foam it was packaging material, so it was free. I'm just going to cut a chunk off. And I'm not even going to glue this down because I don't want to mess up the wagon. And this moss, I know you can get it at Hobby Lobby, but I actually got it at Goodwill for $2. And we're going to use about maybe a fourth or a third of it. And I'm just going to glue it onto my foam with hot glue. And this moss, oh my goodness, so it's really soft and it really feels good. I wanted to use, oh, now that I think of it, I can't think of the name of it. Moss, the ones that hang from the trees that you can get in Florida. But anyway, I can't find it anywhere. I look in a Dollar Tree, they don't have it. I look in Hobby Lobby, they don't have it. I don't know. Is there a shortage of Spanish moss? That's what it is. Is there a shortage of that or something? I mean, a couple years ago when I was in Orlando, Florida, it was all over the ground, and I picked up a bunch and brought it home. I used all that, and then I haven't been able to find any in the stores. Let me know if you use Spanish moss and where do you buy yours from. So I'm just covering up the whole piece of foam. I don't want any of that white to be showing. See there, I have it all covered. And now we're going to start with the decorating. So these are all fall pieces that I got from Hobby Lobby, I want to say a couple years ago. And they were 90% off after, Thanksgiving. So these were just, 39 cents, 59 cents. Maybe the highest was 99 cents, but I didn't use every piece of it. I deconstructed everything. So this is the most expensive DIY in this video, and it's probably right at $5. But I love these bright colors, these oranges. Oh, very pretty. Very, very pretty. Very pretty. I'm just taking everything apart so it'll be easier to work with. So nice fall colors. Oranges, yellows, tannish. Some reds, a lot of different textures and shapes. And then if I ever want to change this out and use the wagon for something else, all I have to do is just pull up the foam and the whole thing will come out. So I'll just let you watch me put the pieces in the wagon. Now, you know, I'm not all that on decorating with florals, and I just put them in there the way I like them. So it might not be the way other people like them, but, you know, I just do the best I can with what I have. I'm just not that great at it, but I try. There it is so far. These are the ones with the pretty colors. Love them. Very pretty. So I'll put one on each side. And have the leaf there on both sides. I did speed this up to 2 times so you wouldn't have to watch it in real time. Sorry about that. I think I have bronchitis. I get it a lot. And if you ever want fall or Christmas stuff to use for crafting, the best time to get it is, is after the holidays at Hobby Lobby. They'll have things 50% off, and then 60% off, then 75% off, and then they'll go to 90% off. So 90% off is the time to go to Hobby Lobby after the seasons. And you better get there right away because people know this, and if you don't go as soon as they open the store, buddy, you're going to lose out. And you want to go on a Monday as soon as they do it. But let me tell you, the stores will be packed. But that's my favorite time to shop Hobby Lobby. And the best part is my friends know that I like to shop at Hobby Lobby, so they give me Hobby Lobby gift cards for my birthday and Christmas. And then I can get, I try to get the 90% off. And that with the gift cards, it's a great feeling. Not only did you have to not spend your own money, but your gift cards went even further because you got 90% off. It's way cheaper than the Dollar Tree. So when I saw this wagon at a yard sale, I knew I had to have it. But I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I've probably had it for, I don't know, a year or so. And now this is the perfect opportunity to use it. And it even says radio flyer on it. It's so cute. So there it is. Isn't that cute? I do like this one. It's so bright and colorful. Look, and it even works. You just pull the tongue to the wagon. And there she is. 5 DIYs under $5. So this next one is some pumpkins here, and I'm going to use these wood pieces. Now I either got these from the Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, and these are the little wooden angels, and I didn't want to show this on camera, but I ripped the wings off and chopped the heads off. And I'm going to use those as the stems for my pumpkins. Now I did use wood glue on these, but really it took a while to get it to stay down. Just go ahead and use hot glue. It would probably work better. Now I didn't get all the foam wing piece off the stems there, so I did face those to the back, and you're not going to see them. And now I have this piece of, I guess, MDF board. It was in some packaging, and then some screen, some leftover screen. And sorry about that. And I'm going to just glue the corners with some hot glue. I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to trim off the excess screen. Now this is like a plastic, a thin, I guess, plastic screen. It's not metal. Sorry about that. And then I'm just going to take my wood glue, and I'm going to go around the edges of this board with the screen on top. And I do use, you know, as you can see, a good amount of it. And what I have is this wood stake from Dollar General. So it costs $1. And then I cut it to fit this, to frame this out. And it only took one piece. And I just cut it with my miter saw. So far, there's $1 for the wood stake there that I'm framing this with. And then my wood pieces from either Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree. And then my angel stems from the Dollar Tree. And now I have this potpourri also from the Dollar Tree, which I only use 3 of the angels, and I think it comes with like 6 or 8 in a package. And I'm just taking my hot glue and putting it on top of my board there, and then adding the potpourri on top. And I only used a tiny bit of the potpourri. This potpourri, I think, is the eucalyptus kind, so it smells good too. I just figured since I didn't have Spanish moss and I didn't want to use my green moss, that I would use potpourri for my ground. So this really didn't even put a dent in the bag of potpourri, which I did get at the Dollar Tree, so. And then I just glue my pumpkins down. I use wood glue on the outer edge and then some hot glue in the center. And then I glue it right above the potpourri. Now I want to let you know that I didn't paint the pumpkins or anything, but then later, even after I took pictures of it and all, I did go back and just put a light shading of orange on the top of the wood pieces there, and then for the angel stems, I did put some antique wax on it. Because I didn't think that them, the way they were, looked a whole lot like pumpkins. So I think with the orange paint and the brown stems, they look a little bit more like pumpkins. And then I have this pitberry vine that I got from the Dollar Tree. This has green and white berries on it. And I just had a piece of it left over, so I wrapped it around the end of a paintbrush. And then I'm putting a piece on each of my pumpkins. And I just glue it on top, right in front of the stem. One of my berries fell off, so I had to reattach with some hot glue, but not an issue. You know, we crafters just go with the flow, take care of business. There it is. But like I said, I did paint the wood pieces orange and the stems brown. I'm going to flip it over and put a hanger on the back. And all I do is use a piece of jute and I staple it. I had to put 3 staples on each side. I made sure that one of my staples went through the jute itself. And there it is. You have to let me know what you think of these DIYs. So this one here is probably $3, maybe $4. And here's the last one. So this one here, I got this piece of artwork from Hobby Lobby. It was $2.59. Now it was portrait, and I took off the sawtooth hanger and put it on the other side to make it a landscape. And I couldn't believe how easy it was to remove the price tags. Usually that doesn't happen. So this is like the easiest DIY of all. I'm just going to take my silk screen sticky stencil from Magnolia Design Company. I'm just making sure that I have it in the right direction. I don't want to do it upside down and have to move my sawtooth hanger, and lay it in the center of the middle of the piece here. And it just says autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. And I'm using a blue ink gel, and it's from a Maker's Studio. I thought the blue would go good with the background of this piece. And like I said, I only paid $2.59 for it from the Dollar Tree. From Hobby Lobby. And again, it was one of those 90% off sales. Now here, I got a little carried away with the ink gel and put way too much on my stencil there. But I'll show you how I get it back in the bottle or the tube. I ain't gonna waste none of this. This stuff ain't cheap. And I've had this stuff for a couple years. Still works. It's still good. So I want to make sure that I get the gel ink on all of my design. I don't want to see any white spaces. And then you can see how much gel I have left on my squeegee there. So what I do is I just squeeze some air out of my tube, and then I start sucking up the ink with letting go of the pressure. And just keep doing that until most of that leftover ink is back in my tube. I ain't gonna waste it. So the gel that I couldn't get in the tube, I'm just going to wipe on the stencil. And now it's time to take the stencil off. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Okay, I do have, you know, a little bit of bleeding there, but, you know, it's not bad. There's that blue there, and then up where the E is. But hey, it kind of blends into the background. So you'll have to let me know which one of these DIYs under $5 is your favorite. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to. And I'll see you in the next one.